Today we're going to be looking at a plant. It's known as Tree of Heaven. It's also called Ailanthus. Some people refer to it as Chinese sumac. It's also sometimes referred to as stinky sumac. It looks very similar to a native plant here in Pennsylvania called staghorn sumac. We're going to try to help you be able to identify this plant out in an urban environment such as this brown field that you see today, and show a couple of different applications or ways to cause this plant to die off without actually causing more harm to this area. This plant in urban areas such as this brown field could grow to up to 70 feet tall, have a very extensive root system that can get into the municipal sewer lines and cause a lot of damage to that. And it also will cause a lot of uprooting in your sidewalks. This right here is an example on how this tree can actually invade an urban environment. This is a municipal area right here that, and this tree is actually growing up right along this structure. I got a couple of different things here in order to get rid of Tree of Heaven. Just a glyphosate mixture, herbicide, or just your typical Roundup, and a hatchet. Well, we're going to get in here and on this smaller Ailanthus tree, we're actually going to show you a process called a basal bark application. And we're just going to remove some of these the limbs here. And this one you can actually do with just a sharp knife or any other type of sharp tool such as a hatchet. In this case, I'm going to use my knife. What we're going to do on this smaller one is that we're going to remove the bark. This is a much better way to do it, because if you just cut it down, this plant has a tendency to re-sprout or root sprout, which means that one plant will become two plants and two plants will become four plants. So what we're going to do here is just the base bark application. So in this case, you got a smaller plant, so you want to do about, maybe a hand to 2 hands length, and you just want to get in here and shave the skin off of it. Comes off very easily, being that it's not a hard woody plant or hard woody tree. There you go. This is actually one of my, I think the best ways to get rid of this plant is actually the hack and squirt method. And it can be done by using just a simple hatchet and, like I said, this herbicidal mixture that I've concocted this morning. What we're going to be trying to do here is exposing and making deep gouges into this trunk, and then applying the herbicide into these gouges. You want to do this sometime after the first frost, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to trick the plant to suck in some of the poisons into its roots and killing it off from its energy supply. For every hack that you do to the trunk, it's going to be equivalent to the circumference of the trunk. So in this case, we got a trunk that's about 3 inches in circumference, so we're going to do 3 to 4 hacks. So you're just looking to put a nice deep gouge in the trunk. And then what we want to do here is, once we've broken the surface of this tree, we're just going to take some glyphosate or Roundup, any type of local herbicide, and we're going to apply that mixture into the hacked area. Give it a nice coating in there. This allows the plant, before it packs everything up and shuts down for the winter, to take in a nice healthy supply of poison into its roots, allowing this plant to die off and come back as a dead plant during the springtime. At that point, you can cut the tree down without the tree regenerating and come back even bigger and badder.